I'm playing a game that I really enjoy. I was telling a story earlier, the Scarecrow, because I was wearing a mask in a doctor's office. A guy who didn't want to wear a mask called me a communist. So that's been my day. I hope yours was better than that.
I
And
took a
it's
look
what you
around
get for
inside the
living
ship
in
just in
Kentucky.
case, but I didn't find anything that looked like it might be suspicious.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
You know, it wasn't until I left Calaglia that I finally realized just how big the world is.
We
We
are
tore
on a
down the wall
loyalty
in
gold
Calaglia.
chest
I could
right now,
finally see the
Charmer. If you want a
horizon in the
free,
far-off distance.
what, 200
I
gold?
had
Is
the
that what it
exact
is?
same
Even
thought.
if you don't have any
Yeah,
loyalty?
somehow the sea is different
You had
though.
8 interviews in
I'm
1
not sure
meeting?
just how to put
It
it.
does sound like
It's
a long
almost
day.
as if it just goes on forever. I bet my old man would have been blown away by this view.
Yeah.
Ever since he died, I've been thinking about what it was that he was really trying to say to me at the end. I keep going over his words again and again. And heck, maybe I'm just overthinking it all. But still, sometimes I wonder if it could have turned out differently. If there was something I could have done. But no matter how much I play it back, I'm still no closer to finding any answers. And then there's everything with Rinwell. I stopped her from killing Almadria. Was that really the right thing to do? Or did I just end up making things harder for her? I feel like such a screw-up.
You're
Were
not the only
at
one.
least any of those
I keep
interviews
asking myself
productive,
what Zephyr would have done had he
Farmer?
been here. Like I think, how would Zephyr have handled Rinwell?
Yeah, I think he definitely would have stopped her. No doubt about it.
And that's exactly what you did, Law. I think he'd be really proud of you.
Alphen.
Zephyr's not the worst yardstick to measure ourselves against. Let's both do our best to make him proud.
Sounds like a deal. Thanks, Alphen.
Good. There was a RPG card game they showed off on that Nintendo Direct. It's not just on Nintendo, I guess. It's also on PlayStation.
Hold that pose long enough
So
and
that's
someone might
exciting.
just come along and paint you.
Chose
Any artist
our
who
top
sees
5
fit
and now
paint
it's up
me
to the
needs their
directors.
eyes
That's
tested.
good.
What
You have an
can you
assignment
tell me
due at
about
midnight that
Almadria?
you have to work on.
Not
Oh
as much as
man.
you'd probably wish. I only ended up
One
crossing
thing I
paths
don't
with
miss
her a
about
handful of
college.
times after I was chosen to be a lord on Lenegus.
Ah, right. I almost forgot about Lenegus. How much do you think they know about what's been going on down here?
It's safe to assume they know everything, though I know not why they choose to remain uninvolved.
You're gonna try to get it done
Perhaps
quickly and
they
play
see
some
what's been
games.
happening as just
Play
part of the
Apex
ongoing
or
crown
play something
contest.
else.
Even what Almadria did? Has it really reached the point where her actions are seen as normal?
Not to my knowledge, no. At its core, the crown contest is a competition to see who can amass the most astral energy. And to amass such energy, slaves are needed to collect it from. It's therefore against the Lord's interest to kill them.
So then why would Almadria do something like that?
We must remember that time is running out in the crown contest. Perhaps her hand was forced, so to speak. It is a way to accrue astral energy faster and in larger quantities than
You
through
don't know
slave
yet.
labor.
It may just end up being
Doing
Apex
so
since I
kills off that
doesn't take
labor
much to
force,
focus. I
obviously,
agree with you.
but it is a means to an end.
What else
nonetheless.
have you been playing
No
on
one could
stream?
have foreseen that something like the hollowing
I know sometimes you
would
stream a
arise
little
back
later
when the
than
contest was first conceived.
I can,
Is becoming the Sovereign of Rena really that important to the Lords?
but I can watch.
Of course. It's the greatest prize one can attain in their eyes. In that respect, at least, I'm really not that surprised that Almadria resorted to what she did, as utterly despicable as it is.
It's reassuring to hear you feel the same way I do.
I worry that the only reason I never did anything similar in Menancia was due to my lack of ambition.
If you didn't want to be reminded of your past, you could have just plugged your ears.
You think too highly of me. I'm afraid I must respectfully disagree. I'm not nearly as virtuous of a person as you might wish
You had a
to
few
believe.
games I'm gonna play
If
after
that's
this.
Would you have been so shaken
game
up
called
like you saw her
Deathloop.
lost her brother?
And then
Why else would you
the
turn your back on
new
your own
new
kind
game
and choose to
Tina
fight for
And the
Gall's dream.
Bridge of
We just
Spirits or the
Danans.
Spirit Bridge, or
Curious choice of words.
not sure
Did what you see
what
in
the
Mahag Sar hit you that
what it is
hard?
after that quote.
What Deadheim did to that city, he didn't liberate anyone. Anyone who refused to follow him was an enemy in his eyes. 300 years of Renan rule taught him nothing.
What I have come to understand is that the conflict extends beyond Danon versus Renan. There is an internal quarrel as well. I mean to bring about a true, lasting coexistence in Menancia. But there are more walls we must topple first.
And you don't think you can pull it off?
Well, you seem to think you can, at least.
Does that make us enemies?
Insofar as an exchange of swordplay, no, it doesn't.
Not good enough for you?
Are you really... Forgive me.
Yeah.
I will continue to fight by your
I've
side
said
a
it
while
before,
longer.
and I
That
will
much
say
I
it
have
again.
decided.
That character is one of the worst characters in a JRPG. He is not likable at all.
You don't look so good. You alright?
The floor. It keeps moving. How can you stand it? How can you even stand?
I'm not the best person to ask about discomfort. I can't feel pain, remember?
I still can't believe what happened in Niez. Even now. As a lord, my expectations for Almadria were already pretty low. But the way she treated human lives like they're mere playthings.
Yeah. And it wasn't as if the situation in Niaz was improving much to begin with.
You mean Deadheim.
The whole reason I started fighting back was because of my anger at the atrocities of Renan rule. Back then, all I had to worry about was fighting the Renans for the sake of the Danans. But then I met Shion and the people of Menancia, and things became a lot more complicated. It's even messier now that we have to worry about Danans like Deadheim.
It used to be that the Danans were the ones in the right, and the Renans were the ones in the wrong. Though, maybe that was just a biased perspective, from being on the side of the oppressed.
Exactly. I'll never tolerate the Renans ruling over us. But nothing ever ends up being as black and white as you'd expect it to be either. That's clear to me now.
That said, even putting aside bad apples like Deadheim for a moment,
You thought
we
you'd
may be able
respond.
to free the Danon.
Rainbow Siege.
But
That's a
that
good
won't
one.
undo 300
Paladins.
years of oppression. It'll be hard
I don't
for
think
them
I've
to
played
not
Paladins.
give
I know
in
what
to
it
their
is.
resentment.
And Pac-Man.
I think maybe that's why I
Like
clung to our dream so
like the
hard
old
back in
Pac-Man?
Menancia.
Even
Or like
if his
that version of
motivations weren't
Pac-Man?
pure, Dohalim has a good heart. He didn't sink to
Destiny
the depths
2.
Almadria did.
You don't understand.
I always think I'll get
I'm
into that
seeing that goes
sometime and
deeper
just
than
never
that.
do.
This hierarchy we live in, it's not solely something the Renans invented. I remember a story Rinwell once told me. She said before the Renans invaded, we Danans had our own
Pac-Man on
class
steroids.
system.
I'll have to look
We
that
are the
up.
ones who divided
Is
ourselves.
that the
I
Google
saw it in
term I need to
Deadheim's
put
eyes.
in there?
He wanted to rule over others.
To hear Bayfon tell it, Deadheim wasn't always that way.
But as time went on, and he and the Darkwings fought the Renans, he eventually changed. I guess what I'm getting at is, if we defeat the Renans but just go back to the way things were before, was there even any point in fighting?
Do you have any interest, Charmer, in playing the new Battlefield when it comes out?
Maybe not.
That is a game I think I'll be playing a
But to
lot
tell you
of.
the truth, these days I'm not so
And I was
sure
hoping to
that
get
dream
people
is
to
even
play
possible.
with, so I wasn't like
You have your
queuing
promise to Nicole,
solos.
though. Your home and the people of Menancia are depending on you.
I know. My brother. He truly believed in his dream of coexistence. And I suppose, even now,
Well, I'm just gonna
many people
Google
still do. And then,
Pac-Man
there's you.
on
Who, me?
steroids.
you and Shion.
Not
See what
sure
it
I
gives me.
follow.
Okay, then let me spell it out for you. How many other Renans and Danans do you know that
All
get
the
on as
pictures
spectacularly
that
as
come
the two of
with
you?
that are great.
I don't know that I'd say spectacularly.
Well,
But the
I suppose
majority
it's
of
really
it
all a
is,
matter of how you look at it, isn't
uh,
it?
I
stories
really
on
don't see
Manny
what you're getting.
Pacquiao, boxer.
I think I'm getting seasick again. Sorry. Can you just give me a wide berth for a few minutes?
Is it called Pac-Man 99 by any chance?
Do you think Law is okay?
If you're worried, why don't you ask him yourself?
Yeah. I think maybe I should apologize to him too. I should apologize to all of you, really.
Us too?
Well, I was kinda lying to you all this whole time. I was blind to everything except my own revenge. I never even considered the struggles all of you might be facing.
We all
No,
have
not
things we prefer to
99.
keep to ourselves, Rinwell.
That 99 game looks interesting
So
though.
what if you had
Pac-Man
something
Battle
to hide?
Royale.
It doesn't undo the good that you've done, or the people that you've helped save along the way.
But that's not what I mean.
I know. You're talking about Almadria, right?
Yeah. I hate her,
Alright.
Alvin. I can't stop hating her. Even just thinking about her makes my head feel like it's going to explode.
Calm down,
But
Renwell.
it's not just her. I think about the way Law looked at me. I hated the Lord who killed my parents. And I hated the Renans I had to travel alongside. And yet, Cislodius Danans backstab each other like it's a normal way of life. And Mahag Sar has people like Deadeye. But then there are people like Law and Shion. It's all just too much. I don't know what to think anymore.
Law never said that you had to forgive Almadria. It's only natural you would hate your family's murderer. But
what?
Law left home because of how much he hated his father. As a result of that, well, I think Law spent a lot of time thinking about how they never got to make things right. And if I had to guess, killing Ganabel didn't make any of those feelings go away. Law let revenge fuel him, and I think now he's afraid you'll do something you'll regret.
Afraid?
Whatever happens to Almadria when this is all over is up to you. I'll respect whatever choice you make. Just think it over carefully for me, okay? You still have time.
Okay. Thanks, Alphen. Say, back then, after the fight, I think I really made Shion mad. I don't know, though. Maybe it just looked that way. But I guess I just can't seem to understand how she feels. Do you know why she gets like that?
Poor Renwell. He's so misunderstood.
She can be a tough nut to crack. She doesn't really talk a whole lot about herself.
It's just what she said about hate being a source of strength. Where did that come from?
Probably because she hates a lot of stuff.
I wonder how it feels. Not being able to hold another person's hand.
Got a point. Probably not the greatest feeling. If anybody's new and doesn't understand what that means, is this chick I'm about to go talk to. If anybody touches her, they get like shocked and like really bad pain goes through them. And the reason I can touch her is because I can't feel pain.
Lean much further, you'll go overboard. Keeping an eye out for Almadria's ship?
I'm looking at the ocean.
The ocean?
Yeah. The waves. They help me think. This world is filled with natural wonders. The icy air and white peaks of Cyslodia, the lush green glades of Menancia, the harsh wastes of Calaglia. But Menancia has its Lake of Death, and Nias its ruins. And they wouldn't be there if it weren't for that contest.
Say we actually manage to put a stop to the crown contest for good. What do you think will happen between the Danans and the Renans then?
Nothing good, of course.
You first.
Well, I want to believe that the coexistence we saw in Menancia can happen elsewhere too. It's insane for all of us to keep fighting. If Menancia can do it, so can everyone else.
Yeah, I think that would be good too. A world where everyone can get along. At least, that's what I've come to believe.
You sure have changed.
I can't lie to you. Since I was young, I've looked down on the Danans too. But I've seen a lot. And I see things differently now. I've seen so many ugly and terrible things in this world. And yet, they didn't come from just the Danans. And the good things too. They didn't come from just the Renans. Kindness and cruelty exist on both sides. A person's race doesn't factor into it.
Girl spitting facts.
So, I guess you're right after all, Alphen. I have changed.
Oh, wow. It's touching him.
You know, I've never actually touched another person like this.
Shion.
Ever since I was on Lenegis, I've always been alone. Even after I came to Dana. Always.
And now?
Do you still not remember your past?
No. Sometimes it feels like I can almost remember. But then this mask stops
It's
me.
sort of sexual.
The mask keeps you from
It's more
remembering why you
emotional.
have the mask in the first place. It's a little ironic, isn't it?
A little.
See, like I was saying, so
Well,
she
It won't be long now before you're rid of those thorns.
has a
you know?
thing about her that if anybody touches her, they
Only 2 lords remain.
get
And
like
once you
a
have
shot
the
of
master course,
pain through
you'll be
them,
able to
so she
create the
can't really
Renaissance.
touch anybody.
Then you can.
But the main character, he can't feel pain. Even though he can get hurt, he can't feel it. So
Sorry, it's nothing.
her being able to hold his hand is something that she's never been able to do before.
You're right, though. It'll all be over soon. I never could have made it this far on my own. I have everyone to thank for that. Including... especially you, Alphen.
Don't worry about it. We're friends after all.
Yeah, we are.
And kind of the portion of the game is she has come here because if you can go around on this planet and kill all the lords or take
Wonder how
their
much longer it's gonna
stone
be
from
before we
them,
catch
like
up to
their
Renton.
elemental
I'll
stone,
ask Mahavar.
you win a contest and you get this certain thing that she thinks can take that ability away from her, so she can actually start living a life. It's kind of what it's supposed to be, that, and you're helping her because these lords are really horrible people and you're freeing your people by doing it. That ship had a better head start than I first thought. If you want to take a nap before things pop off, now's the time. Guess we're getting into something big here soon.
Look who's up. Good timing. We're closing in on her stern as we speak.
That's the ship? She's huge. Law, go gather the others, will you? Think you'll be able to flank them without getting spotted?
Yeah, with the fog as our ally, I think I might just pull it off. Long as we ain't too noisy, we should be okay.
What'll you do if they catch on to us?
Not much I can do. Ship that size, they'll probably blow us to bits
I like
before
those
we ready
emotes.
cannons.
What are we gonna? Surely we're not like sneaking on board. They have to know we're here.
Persistent little things.
Let's see.
Evidently,
She
I
knows we're
shouldn't
here.
have spared the wretched vermin. Hungry already, my dear? Worry not, for you shall have plenty to feast upon shortly.
She's got a bigger dragon that I can fight. Oh,
Perfect. You managed to get us right up beside them.
I'll stay with the ship so we can leave as soon as you're done.
Good. Then let's find Almadria.
all right, let's go. But first, I want to see if I have the black armor. Alright, guys, we have 1 minute left if you want to get a unit in for a loyalty gold chest. Members who have left have returned to your party. Well, how nice. So I guess that is. That's what people are noticing.
Leon, I want to thank you.
What brought this on?
What you said helped to calm me.
Don't mention it.
A life bottle. Right off the bat, they give you
That's
life
what I call a ship.
potion.
Yeah, the biggest one in all of Mahagsar. So big that it took years to construct.
For all we know, Kelzelik may well have been smuggling materials to help build it. In which case it would be yet another mistake on my part.
We don't know that she was only getting materials from Menancia.
You think it's possible that they might have come from elsewhere too? Yeah, I guess I could see it.
But what do you think Almadria plans to do from here on out, now that she's abandoned her realm and sailed out to sea?
She'll be filling her coffers with gold, most likely. Then she'll sit back and enjoy the show as the other lords duke it out. Or something to that effect, at least.
I wouldn't put it past her.
She's strong, yet shrewd, and will stoop to any low. A dangerous one indeed.
She's not the first, and she won't be the last. This is a lord we're talking about, remember?
Sounds like you've made up your mind already.
There was never anything to decide. No one who can smile like that while doing what she did deserves to run
Oh,
free.
Charmer, you don't
Yeah.
know. I don't really
Yeah,
show
you're
the
right.
battles when I am playing games like this. That way, I can transfer these to YouTube without having to
This
do a
might
lot of
not be the
editing.
best time, but if you have a minute. That mask of yours. It was
You're
shattered
doing
by
well,
a
you
blow
got a
from
football.
Balsef when you fought back in Calaglia, correct?
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. I thought it was a goner.
Balsef's brute strength was in a league all its own. Yet half the mask remains. It's remarkably durable. Too durable to be Danon in origin.
Shion said the same thing. As if the fact I was wearing it meant there had to be more to me than met the eye.
You recalled your name when the mask broke, I hear.
Yeah, that's right. Although to tell you the truth, I'm a little scared what might happen when I lose the remaining half. Then again, the idea of not doing something because I'm afraid scares me even more. That's why I go on fighting.
Only he who first faces the night catches a glimpse of the dawn.
Come again?
It's nothing. Forget I said anything.
It's a strange character. Music's pretty awesome.
I won't forgive you. Astral energy.
Say no more. It's over. It's on.
Tempest Whirl.
Eat dirt.
Hope this works.
We did it. Not a chance.
Now, Dohalim, this one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes.
That was pretty cool.
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion. Right, here goes.
Armor won't save you.
My deal.
Raging
It's over.
I'm the true gunslinger around here.
Bring him down. In an instant. Impact block.
Thank you, Price, for that epic. Appreciate it.
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
Let's go around and see if there's treasure or something. Here we go. Got treasure. Let's go around the other side. See if we get treasure. Uh-oh, cussing. I went too close to the green door. What's this thing? Is it just me, or does it look like the one we ran into back in Reveal? Hang on, this one's actually made of astral energy. It might be one of Almedria's traps. So what do we do? If I manipulate the astral energy, I could get rid of it. I'll just have to give it a shot. This is use CP to get rid of it. Yep. Nice. Alright.
That went well.
Is there anything over here?
Are you okay? You're not too tired.
Yep. A golden.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret getting tanked this.
You're mine.
Tempest Whirl.
Do it.
Ready? Photon lightning velocity. Tempest
Eat dirt.
and again.
You're mine.
I'll tear you apart.
I'm not done. Too fast.
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Here I come. Swallow blade.
You require a hand.
Now.
Slash. Look sharp. Lightning tiger blade.
I was always wondering if I'd get new versions of that. It doesn't look like it.
Hey, Poodle's quivering. I think we're about to be real lucky.
What's this thing?
It's kind of weird. Okay, so this is an elevator. Can't use it yet. Offline. Of course it is.